So now I want to show you how to install the X4 arrow rest from CBE. You have your riser mounting block, and some bows have two arrow rest holes and some have one. It doesn't matter either way, but if you have two holes, it's really nice to use both screws because it helps, number one, secure the riser mounting block really good to the bow, and number two, it also helps you square it up. So if you have one arrow rest hole, I'd suggest making sure you have it really square as you tighten it down. So just take both of those screws. I use my hand, just screw them in as far as I possibly can. And then the 5/16 Allen wrench. So once those are tightened, you also have a riser lock screw that's right either front or back, and depending on how that mounts up to your riser, you can move that riser lock screw from the front or the back, wherever it makes the best contact with your riser. Then you have your locking knob that just screws into the riser block, and the arrow rest simply slides in the dovetail mount, and you just choose which index that you'd like to mount it. So there are bow models, brace height challenges from time to time with cables that could give you an issue for sliding the X4 into the dovetail mount from this direction. So if you'll just loosen the locking knob out a little further, you can pitch the arrow rest in just like this, and then you can choose the index hole you'd like to tighten it down in. And you might even take a look at your blade angle at this point and reference that to where it's at in relationship to the arrow rest holes on the riser itself. You know, everyone's different in the way they like these to fit and what you're trying to accomplish as you're setting your bow up. And you can adjust your blade angle from this point, or maybe change out the blades themselves to the narrow or the wide. It just depends on how you want to set it up. The X4 is totally customizable to you and your setup. So go to your local dealer or custombowequipment.com to check out the X4 arrow rest.